Hello everyone, welcome to Data Valley. Have you ever thought of something that becomes integral part of life that you may use it beyond your creativity to get things done and somebody have been building it even by avoiding their foods and working late nights just to see the magic that one has seen in the entire evolution of the technology. That's what we are going to discuss about in this video. And the video is not another video that educates you. This is a special video that changes your perspective towards the evolution of technology and specifically the evolution of AI, so called artificial intelligence. AI has evolved over the period of time, and we haven't imagined that this would become the integral part of life that rules our lives in terms of getting tasks done, in terms of our performance, in terms of replacing the entire human at the workplace. And that's what we're going to discuss the future of intelligent systems. And we'll be exploring the agentic AI. Everybody is talking about agentic AI agents, but only few knows what happens when we build them and what happens when they join us. What happens when they become everything in our lives. Agentic AI is the next frontier in AI. It represents the future of intelligent systems, not just another industry. It's a transformative approach towards how we look at the technology. And it's more of autonomous intelligence rather than artificial intelligence. It has got the brain similar to the human in such a way that humans think about the task or taking the decisions or executing the tasks. With this, we refer to this technology, AI agents or so called agentic AI, as the cutting edge development or the innovation within the field of AI or in the period of the evolution of AI. You might be wondering why we are talking about AI. To answer that, this is Harsha Kondoviti, AI engineer at Bytex Analytics, reporting directly from Data Valley's AI Center of Excellence. And we are directly working on the agentic AI applications that transform the workplace. Have you ever thought of some technology that interacts with you from the moment that you wake up and to the moment that you sleep, that you go to bed? And this is what we are building here, and we'll be building more, we'll be sharing more on our work in future videos. And why this session matters? As I have already mentioned, this is not some other educative video. This is going to change your perspective of how you look at the AI. And AI is not about having the reactive interfaces like some other chatbots out there, with which you can interact with simple prompts that gives you answers or that clarifies your doubts. Agentic AI is all about redefining the automation It's fundamentally changing how we think about automation, moving from task specific tools to goal oriented autonomous systems. And in this video, the overall goal of this video is to demystify the facts beyond the agentic AI, the evolution of agentic systems from simple chatbots. With this, we come to this agenda of today's session. We'll be diving more into the fundamentals and evolution of agentic AI and the architecture and components of agentic systems. And we'll be exploring the applications and we'll be diving more into the future of agentic AI. Let's first define the agentic AI. Is this kind of the raw agents that we have seen, that are linked to some kind of national intelligence and all? Have you ever seen somebody spying on you or working beyond the work hours or working dedicatedly for you, especially? This is what agentic AI is. And this technology, where the systems are capable of goal driven autonomous action that can perceive, decide, and act with minimal human input. Till now, we have seen systems or applications that respond to us, which are being reactive in terms of answering our questions and clarifying our doubts. Till now, we have seen the systems or applications which are being more of like searching the information and getting the information from the web and just summarizing the things. Till now, we have seen the applications which are being cooperative in terms of understanding the human language. Until now, we have seen applications which are being like assistants in educating us as well as guiding us in multiple aspects. Unlike traditional AI, this system is beyond responding to simple prompts, and these systems can formulate and execute plans independently. Consider having an application or the system that just don't respond to your questions or your prompts, but implements exactly what you need or what you think. It thinks in a direction of how human thinks. And this AI or this system is capable of getting tasks done for you. For example, planning your vacation or booking something from the restaurants or even booking your flights. Maybe in near future, they can be part of your payments as well. Of course, we might not trust the systems on that level, but still, it would happen. These systems are capable of doing that as well. And key characteristics of agents. Before discussing these agentic systems, let's get to know more about these agents. These agents are kind of raw agents or the spies. You might have seen these raw agents in some of the movies. These raw agents or those raw agents kind of spying on things and getting things done on their own, more of like getting the intelligent information from secret sources and analyzing the information, acting based on the information itself. Raw agents will be kind of analyzing the information that they get from secret sources and um, kind of plan the things, plan the next things, and then execute the tasks. So similar to those, so-called real-world raw agents, these agents are goal-oriented, which plan the things based on perception. They receive the information from the environment and based on the information, analyzing the information, they'll plan the things, they take the decisions based on the planning, and then interact with the environment where we call it as task execution. And based on the task execution and the feedback, they adapt to the learning in terms of if the feedback is good, they're going to improve themselves. And if the feedback is kind of negative, they're going to improve themselves in terms of corrections. And with this, the key characteristics of agentic systems are nothing but agentic systems depict the goal oriented behavior, and they can take autonomous decisions. Based on the decisions, they can plan the tasks, and the list of tasks will be executed in the environment they are operating. And they improve themselves over the period of time with the feedback loop. Let's get to know more about this evolution from traditional AI to agentic AI. Till now, we have seen traditional systems where we have built the rule based applications or the systems which perform or which execute the tasks based on the rules. For example, the simple example or the usual example that we have been seeing or we have been using is calculator. Of course, it might sound silly or the simple thing, but that's where it started. It is the best example to tell us or make us understand that AI comes with mathematical calculations. And think of something maybe a couple of years ago, or I cannot just say as a couple of years ago, it's kind of 30, 40 years ago, where calculator has been invented with the help of computer calculations, where we have written the rules, simple rules that are executed in the background based on the input given by the users. So that's where we thought of the amazing invention. This is going to be the next amazing inventions where humans don't need to calculate things and take much time on calculating the things. And later we have seen many applications, the applications that learn over the period of time with the feedback or, with the improvements that we make in the code, or we can just simply make in the applications backend. And later we have seen the boom in the AI field itself, maybe around 2020 or 2021 with the rise of ChatGPT, and which opened the door for generative AI, so-called the applications that we use daily to generate things like maybe it could be story, it could be a mail message, or it could be a message, or it could be something like the formal letters. It could be some kind of lecture notes, or it could be something related to the ppts, or generating something which we are very bored of doing it, right? And we have been using it, and we have seen the improvements within the generative AI itself, and we have learned the LLM applications, I mean the large language models, and then we have learned how to build LLM applications. But later we haven't imagined that AI comes and replaces us. Everybody is talking about AI, but nobody thought of AI being part of our lives so that it would replace us at the workplace. But that's where the game starts. We've been implementing the AI, and that allowed us or our teammates to focus on the more creative aspect rather than the boring stuff. There, our teammates are getting the things done so easily, so that they've been focusing on the creative aspect, which have improved their performance at the workplace as well as getting returns to the company. you know I could mention massive returns. And we've been developing the systems which are so-called AI agents or agentic systems that have been working on our boring tasks and automating them simply, you know by understanding what we need to do. That's where we call it as agents have got brains similar to the humans. And later we have seen this rise of agentic AI. Everybody is talking about agentic AI, and you might be confused about this agentic AI or AI agents or automation, how to get things done automatically and all. But it is so simple. Being into the development of agentic systems, I could simply say, if you have got an idea, you can simply get things done in just few minutes. Maybe you've got an idea of writing a story, or you've got an idea of getting things done, like replying to your emails. Have you ever missed out on your emails? You know, I often do miss out on emails which come to my email box, and sometimes I feel like boring to responding to each and every email, and sometimes I forget to check the calendar. And even now, I forgot to check my calendar to attend this video. So with that, we thought of building systems that remind us that become friends and remind us things like the boring stuff or usual things that keep on forgetting, right? So these AI agents are more of adaptive to environments, and they are like self-driven or goal-oriented, that improves themselves and that plans the tasks, takes decisions based on the environment in which they are operating. With this evolution represents a fundamental shift in capability from systems that follow explicit instructions to those that can understand intent and take initiative to accomplish goals. Yes, these systems have been evolving over the period of time so that they take the initiative in accomplishing the goals by setting goals on their own and accomplishing the goals at the end of the day. In such a way that we have built systems here that have been part of our teams that respond to our team members daily on daily basis, maybe in the morning or in the evening. They text us in the morning that they have started their work, and they text us in the evening that they have it's time for their shift to be ended, right? But the thing is, they've been texting us round the clock that we might be working all the round the clock irrespective of the shifts, right? So there they have been part of our round the clock teammates. They have been working with different teams, and yes, with this I can say we're experiencing the magic of agentic AI systems. So let's see what exactly there is there in the agentic AI systems. So to understand more about this, the evolution of the agentic AI. So traditional AI started with simple rule-based system that we have seen already, and then later generative AI that generates the text based on the information that we give, and later we have been say watching or the massive shift from just the generation to the system that takes the task. I mean that executes the tasks based on our roles. So it's more of like having an executive assistant that understands objectives, makes plans, handles unexpected changes, and proactively works toward goals. So it's more of like having a personal assistant that understands your calendar and then plans the tasks based on the unexpected changes. And this is how we have been getting things done with the help of agentic AI. But you might be wondering how this agentic AI works in the background. And with this, we come to the concept called agentic AI workflow. And this is what happens under the hood. First, agentic AI or AI agents are similar to the humans. They have been part of the teammates, I mean, the team. They've been teammates for so long. I mean, at least I could say for the last 6 months. They operate similar to the humans as if humans are operating in an office. So we call it as an environment, office environment. And in this environment, they perceive the things, they gather relevant information like context and information from various sources, including user input, databases, and connected systems. Later, they reason from the information that they have gathered from various sources, and they analyze the information. Based on the information they analyze, they take or they plan the strategies. They the define strategic goals using the large language models to determine optimal approaches to achieve these goals. So the ultimate feature that the innovators or the practitioners or the research people have included to the generative AI is the powerful feature called reasoning. Generative AI comprises of large language models that just understands the human and generates the text. It's more of predicting the next word. But to that, when the reasoning has been included in its core features, LLMs have got thinking capabilities so that they could reason why they have taken that decision based on the information they have. With that, when they reason in the background, they come to better decisions, they come to take better decisions, and we can trust the systems that reason similar to the human why they have taken the decisions based on the information. And once they plan the goals, or once they set the goals based on the information they perceive and the analysis that they make based on the information, they act in the environment they are acting or they are working. So these agents gets the tasks done based on the goals and by leveraging the tools, APIs, and interfaces to interact with other systems and the environment. Suppose we have an AI agent, or let's consider this similar example. We have an executive working in our office who wants to make a proposal to some other executive working at another office. They simply make calls, draft a proposal, and they just send out the proposal, and maybe after some time they just follow up on the proposal. So in that case, maybe you can have an AI agent that drafts the proposal, automatically sends out the proposal, and then maybe we are going to integrate the voice agents as well, which could make the calls to another AI agent. By this time, you might have seen this example of two artificial intelligences, or let's say we have seen many examples that at the experiment level we have seen many examples that two AIs have been conversing with each other. So with that, we have seen good examples that drives us towards building these voice AI agents. So very soon we are going to integrate these voice AI agents, and which could also make calls on behalf of humans and get things done faster than humans. I'm not exaggerating, but it's what going to happen in future, maybe in a couple of months. And then based on executing the tasks and getting the feedback from human, I would like to emphasize the need for humans in loop of agentic systems to give feedbacks, continuous feedback, so that systems improve over the period of time. When they improve over the period of time, it helps us get things done better than ever before. And then based on the feedback, they're going to learn things and improve themselves, either by correcting or either by considering this feedback as a positive thing that would take this feedback and maybe executes the task in future in a better way. So this is what agentic workflow or agentic systems workflow. This is how agentic systems or AI agents are going to work in the background. And with this, we'll see the core components of an AI agent. We have seen the agentic workflow where multiple agents, or we could say the crew of AI agents, have been collaborating in the background based on their skills of interaction, or it could be something else like, collaborating with the teammates at the AI workforce. But how does these AI agents have been built over the period of time? Like what exactly these AI agents consist of in the background? So agent is more of like has got the personality, which we call it as role. For example, let's consider this example of a new employee have joined our organization, and we'll just guide him through the rules, guide him through the role that he is going to play within the organization and the goals that the organization is going to set for him throughout his journey. So, similarly, we are going to have these AI agents, which are part of the team. They're going to have some role, particular role, where we're going to give it the personality, and we're going to define the goals to act in the environment. The core identity combining a specific function like researcher or customer support with clear objectives to accomplish is what called as role plus goal. And later we'll be having the planner engine, the strategic engine that breaks down goals into actionable steps and anticipates potential obstacles or alternatives. It's more of like once they get the information from the environment in which they are acting, they're going to break down the information into multiple steps, and then based on the information and understanding or analyzing it, it's going to plan the strategic steps, which are so called, which comes with strategic goals, and anticipates potential obstacles. Of course, every step or every action we make, it comes with potential obstacles. Whenever we make some decisions at our workplace, and sometimes we think everything is going to be all right, but then raises some kind of potential difficulties even at the workplace. Sometimes you might write code that doesn't work well, and sometimes you might be confident with your code or with your work, but your superior or your manager doesn't like. So in that case, you need to act accordingly by adapting to the situation. So similarly, AI agents are going to adapt to the situations based on the continuous information they perceive from the environment in which they are acting. You might be wondering how these AI agents or so called agentic systems are going to perceive the information or take actions in the environment. This is happening with the possibility of tools. Consider tools as the abilities of the AI agents we give to the AI agents. These are more of like specific capabilities that agent can access to interact with data, external systems, external applications, or even the external environment. In the external environment itself, we are going to have some kind of applications, some kind of API, some kind of access to the information where we call them as databases, right? So whatnot. These tools are more of like functions or more of like APIs, API calls. These are more of like going to act as application programming interfaces. These interfaces have been, kind of a bridge between agents and the environment. But you might be wondering, how does these agents remember everything to act in such a way that we define or that we set prior goals or responsibilities as we define? That's where the beauty of memory has evolved. Have you seen this option called memory in ChatGPT? Everybody is working or everybody is using ChatGPT nowadays, right? Who doesn't knows the beautiful or the amazing innovation within the AI evolution? So ChatGPT has included this so-called feature called memory, and with this memory, storage mechanisms for maintaining context, conversation history, and learned paths to inform future decisions have been included within the applications. For example, with this memory, these AI agents or the large language models, work in the background in such a way that they refer to this context or they refer to this data which have been stored from the conversation history or kind of the feedback that we give for every interaction that we make. So this information have been stored in the background, and every time when the application or the large language model interacts with us, it's going to refer to that stored history or the memory, I mean the information within the memory. It is going to take better decisions based on the feedback or the history or whenever we open this, to simply explain this, whenever we open this ChatGPT conversation, and whenever we start typing some random stuff which is related to the previous stuff, I mean previous conversation, it is still going to give the relevant answers, not just some random stuff. It is because of the feature memory. So, with all these features or the core components, we have been designing the AI agents so that, whatever the powerful features we have seen, the role plus goal, and the planner, which is like more of thinking capabilities and reasoning capabilities, and later tool execution, which is like the abilities or the capabilities that we give to the agents, and then later the powerful feature memory. Based on this memory itself, it's going to think, it's going to retrace the actions that it has taken based on the feedback as well. We have seen AI agents as part of the agentic systems, but what exactly are these agentic systems? Or we can also call them as agentic AI. Agentic AI is more of like crew of AI agents or team of AI agents, where complex tasks often benefit from specialized agents working together, each handling distinct aspects of the overall goal. For example, let's say you might be, kind of want to perform the competitor analysis. You want to explore how competitors are performing in the market. This is just a simple use case. I'm just taking this use case we have because we have actually worked on this. And this use case, you might be wondering how competitors are performing in the market and what exactly are they doing to become better day by day. So, with that, based on the insights, you could actually plan your strategic decisions or strategic moves that you're going to take in future. So for that, we need somebody who researches on the competitors' moves or competitors' strategic decisions, right? And then later, based on that information, where researchers have provided, somebody has to sit in the background, analyze the information which is more relevant to this company or to their company. So where analysis or analysts will come into the picture, and later, based on the analysis, somebody should sit in the background to take strategic decisions based on the analytical insights from, that analytical insights that have come from this information that has been provided by the research people. And later, we need to have some executives who are actually in the ground level, that performs the actions, that takes actions based on the decisions that have been planned by the strategic team. So to just to perform the computer analysis and to improve our strategic decisions, we have seen four people involved in this. And with this world being digitized every single day, we can maybe get things done digitally without the help of humans as well. I couldn't just emphasize the no need or let's say no requirement of humans. I couldn't just emphasize or I couldn't just tell that there is no need for humans when there is the better systems that perform better than human. Still, these AI agents or agentic systems or AI applications or so-called entire AI globe has been developed by the humans. Still, humans make mistakes. So-called AI agents or agentic applications would definitely make mistakes. That's where we need humans in loop to correct the AI applications or agentic AI applications, or let's say the entire AI systems. So for that, we get to what we call it as build so-called sophisticated system architectures. Let's have a quick look at this system architecture example, because we have been discussing the greatness of agentic AI systems or AI applications. But the thing is, how do we correct these AI agents or agentic systems or AI applications over the period of time? For that, we need better system architecture. With this, we have designed so-called sophisticated system architecture, which is more of like it integrates multiple components in a flexible architecture that enables sophisticated autonomous behavior along with feedback from humans. That is what we call it as human in loop architecture. So at core or at foundation, we have these large language models, which works like brain of the entire system. It has got reasoning capabilities, and then later we give the coordination capabilities. Coordination in the sense it is more of like analyzing the information and then planning the tasks and collaborating with fellow agents in the architecture. So it is also we refer to this coordination like kind of setting the goals and then executing the goals based on the environmental situations. Later it is more of like interacting with the environment, right? There we connect tools and APIs to the LLMs and AI applications. As we have already discussed, agents have got the amazing feature called memory, where we provide the context to the system in which the systems or AI agents have been operating. So, for improving these systems over the period of time, we need sophisticated or so-called proper feedback loop so that humans would give feedback to these AI systems which have got brain, so that based on the feedback it will rethink and replan and reconsider the decisions that they take to perform the actions in the environment they are operating. And there have been so many modern frameworks like Crew AI, LangGraph, and AutoGen, or maybe some no-code tools like Relevance AI, or when it comes to automation, we have been seeing more what we call it as proper applications called Zapier, Make.com, even N8n. So we have been watching many tools and applications, or what we call it as frameworks, have been evolving over the period of time with particular intentions or particular goals to solve existing problems with the existing frameworks. For example, LangGraph is more of like to build robust applications for enterprise grade or industry level applications. For, to use at the beginner level, to use the LangGraph or LangChain at the beginner level is more of like a difficult task, I would say headache. But it is for the developers who are going to actually build the no code systems or no code or low code applications, or sometimes they are also known as tools as well. But with the autogen is more of like building the multi-agent systems that coordinate easily based on the that the role or the goals we define. And later we have been we've been experimenting with Crew AI. Crew AI is more of like having the crew, the cabin crew or the crew on the ships, crew on the airplanes. They're more like they've got their own responsibilities, they've got their own roles, they've got their own the tasks to perform within the crew. And Crew AI have been evolving as the most simple framework to experiment with these AI agents. And here are some of our use cases that we have been experimenting, and we have been seeing amazing results. And the challenge goes like this: enterprises face hundreds of repetitive tasks that require coordination across systems, but don't just justify dedicated human attention. For example, there have been a lot of boring stuff or a lot of tasks that can be automated, which require human intervention. So we thought of automating such tasks within the team, like autonomous report generation and distribution from the meetings. For example, we attend so many meetings or so many calls on daily basis, and we thought of automating the transcripts and sending it to our mails, so that where we need kind of generating the proper report from the meeting and sending it to our mails. And it is kind of boring task, but of course we have got this task automated. And later, it's more of like when I say sending emails to our um, the teammates after a meeting, there comes another use case where you might be registering for many applications or many things where kind of you want to automate the mails. For example, let's say um, you have booked an appointment with your doctor, right? Or somebody have booked an appointment with you, especially the consulting teams where they have to interact with so many clients on daily basis based on the schedule, right? So in that case, checking the schedule or replying to many mails at the same time is kind of hectic task. I'm talking about the organizations where they have been facing many calls on daily basis, right? So there we need to have somebody sitting in the background replying to mails. Even after replying to maybe 50 mails or 40 mails, they feel like exhausted. There we thought, why don't we have systems like AI agents, right? Where they have got thinking capabilities, they can understand the context well from the information that they gather, right? So there we have built the context aware email drafting agents as well as the follow up agents. So it's a team where the agents will be getting the emails from actual application and going through the emails, understanding the context and replying to them. And later there will be having where we'll be having the follow-up agents kind of making follow-up calls or sending follow-up emails based on the last interaction, right? And later, if the context is related to scheduling the appointments, there we have got a scheduling agent. It is going to schedule emails. I mean, scheduling the appointments. They can also plan our calendar. And every time when there is some kind of schedule or there is a need to schedule an appointment, they checks for the existing calendar, and then from there they finds the slots which is more comfortable for the clients, and then it schedules the meeting. So this is where we have automated some kind of hectic task, and later we have this use case on CRM and contact management. For example, it's kind of a target for sales teams um, to follow up with leads and prospects and all, right? So there we have thought of automating these sales calls as well as kind of making the initial follow-ups through emails, messages, and all. So yeah, these processes run without manual trigger, of course, because they run based on the schedules in the sense. For example, let's take this example called CRM management, where it is going to manage the leads, follow up leads based on the schedule. For example, the last follow-up or the recent follow-up has been happened maybe um, today evening, let's say around 7 p.m. And later it is going to schedule the next follow-up around maybe maybe after 2 days at the same time around 7 p.m. Or it is going to schedule an email message maybe around tomorrow 10 p.m., right? So that's how they operate based on the schedules which have been planned by the AI agents itself, right? And maybe this is kind of amazing use case. And later we have this use case to related to customer support, kind of every day, where don't we see this customer support? Every organization has this support team. They might respond to the mails, they might respond to the calls, they might respond to the in-person supports, or they might respond to the nowadays we have been seeing this support through chatbots. So where people raise their tickets to the through the chatbots, right? And then later that ticket is going to be sent to the appropriate team or relevant team, and then that team is going to work on the ticket. Let it be technical support, or let it be some kind of product support, let it be some kind of payment support, right? So in that case, necessary, or let's say the relevant team has to respond to the ticket. So where we thought of having again agentic crew to analyze the tickets and maybe first of all to detect the issue from the ticket, or let's say the issue that has been mentioned in the emails or the issue that has been mentioned in the messages. So it could detect the patterns over the period of time. It could detect the patterns and learn on its own, right? And later it is going to take the autonomous decisions. Maybe if it is kind of related to product support, for example, let's say login or sign up issues, it could simply respond to the the issue by sending the information which we have given in our database. So yeah, that's where we can see the amazing example of agents interacting with the external applications. For example, if we want to support, I mean, even the human support team have got their documentation where they could just refer to this documentation and resolve the issues, customer issues, customer the problems. So similarly, where we have all the information related to issue resolution in the documentation or the documents within the database, these AI agents can interact with those databases and get the information. Based on the information and also based on the criticality of the issue, they can just fetch the information from the databases. They can just respond to the issues in such a way that where it could be resolved with the help of simple mail message or text message, right? And if it is some kind of complex issue, they are capable enough to escalate it to the higher authority, maybe kind of manager level, or maybe kind of human executive, human support agent, right? So this approach dramatically reduces resolution time while maintaining high customer satisfaction. You don't believe, right? Yes, that's unbelievable. Agents, when joined the customer support team, customer satisfaction has been improved, and while maintaining some kind of the less resolution time. So whenever they send, maybe some users will be interacting with the systems or with the support team, maybe from different places around the world. And in that case, we need somebody sitting in the background around the clock to respond to the customer issues or the tickets. So there we have seen less response time within, I mean, while resolving the issues. So that's an amazing use case. Later, we have this AI for developers. This is more of called the vibe coding or AI assisted coding. So the vision for this AI for developers is more of like, you might be having some great idea. You might be having some great vision for your organization, or let's say your applications that you have got an idea of, right? And but you feel like you don't have enough coding skills to productionize your application or the idea. In that case, AI development agents have been raising to collaborate with human programmers throughout the entire software lifecycle. For example, code generation from requirements, automated testing and quality assurance, intelligent debugging and optimization, continuous integration and deployment. For example, let's consider this. Recently there is a boom called Cursor AI, which is more of like looking like VS Code. It has got Copilot agents, which would identify the possible problems with the code and then modify the code based on the feedback, or let's say the plan that it has generated. Still, it asks for your approval. So that's where we are seeing the structure or the system architecture called human in loop architecture, right? So this is going to be another use case. And you might be wondering, AI is going to replace the development team as well. Yes, maybe in near future, but still we need humans in loop, and we still humans, or we still need talent that develops the AI to the next level, right? And we're going to cover many interesting concepts, like how AI is going to replace people at workplace. Is AI going to really replace AI at workplace? And kind of things will be covered in coming videos. Stay tuned. And maybe you might be wondering, if AI is going to replace us at the workplace, what's going to happen in near future? I would rather say being into the development team, or being or let's say developing so-called AI applications or agentic applications. I would rather say agentic systems or AI agents are becoming part of the team at workplace rather than replacing the human. We could have a team of 50 members within the team where 20 people kind of human team and 30 people are going to assist these 20 people, 20 human team, right? And the near future trends projected are more of like a framework explosion. When we talk about AI being developed to the next level, we need sophisticated frameworks that helps developers, to build awesome or amazing applications. Later, we're going to have a multimodal stacks. We've been watching this. You might This term might sound kind of a new term, but the thing is, with the rise of DeepSeek, we have seen this multi-expert or mixture of expert applications where multiple experts will be working in the background, like kind of multiple models. One model is going to understand your query, another model is going to search for relevant information, another expert is going to analyze the information that we got, I mean, that it got from the web or so-called information sources. And later another model is going to reason why it has been performing in such a way, that like extracting the information and where it has got the information, why it considers that information to be authentic, and then later it is going to plan the output as well. So with that, we have seen this mixture of experts, and which is leading towards multimodal stacks in the sense having multiple models within the single application, as well as multimodal stacks, which we call it as multimodal data, right, where we're going to work with multimodal data. Later, we are going to have this agentic marketplaces where so many agencies or AI agencies will be joining the marketplace. It is called more of like social media marketing agency. Earlier, it is known as digital marketing agencies, but nowadays it is more of like AI digital marketing agencies, AI social media marketing agencies, AI customer support agencies. So, emergence of app stores for agents and the rise of digital workforces comprising multiple specialized agents that can be assembled for complex tasks. So, that's what we are going to see in near future, kind of agentic crew or agentic applications where we call them as agencies, where we could just interact with them similar to our teammates. Yeah, that's what going to happen in near future. But with the emerging trends or innovations, we still face the challenges. But what exactly are the key challenges with agentic systems? We face technical challenges being developers, and we face evaluation challenges at the user front. For example, technical challenges like reliability, ensuring consistent performance across diverse scenarios. For example, there might be agents performing in an environment where situations might vary based on the conditions or a few factors. Still, adapting to the situation is kind of a new challenge. And later, we have these memory issues, kind of preventing hallucinations and error loops. Kind of, you might be experiencing some kind of errors with the ChatGPT or any other AI application. It is just because of the hallucination, where developers have been improving their memory that provides better context. So, where the better context is provided, systems will be capable of analyzing better information and then taking better decisions. So that's still a challenge, but still, de- developers on daily basis have been improving the systems with better context. Later, systems which access your personal data, or let's say your information, let it be the the data that you that system store related to your conversations or related to your queries or related to your company information. There is a need for security to manage the data, as well as the access of these applications, or let's say the access of these databases by applications, LLM applications or so-called agentic applications. On the evaluation front, let's say, how do we measure these agentic systems? And how do we say that these systems have been performing well? So, for that, traditional metrics often fail to capture the complexity of agentic systems. As we say, there are technical challenges. Yeah, with technical challenges cannot be evaluated with the traditional metrics. In terms of goal achievement rates, decision quality under uncertainty, for example, as we mentioned, that there are multiple use cases or multiple conditions or multiple factors affecting the scenarios. In that case, decision making could be kind of complex, and ultimately the task execution could be could affect the performance of the agentic systems as well. So in that case, decision quality or thinking capabilities is what matters and is what drives systems. And then adapting to the changing conditions, that's what we have discussed already. And later we have the safety and alignment, which comes under security, right? And that's what takes us to the next level, responsible agentic AI development, where transparency is such an important factor, which tells the users or even the developers uh, of what's happening within the agentic systems or like under the hood. Later, we need to have a human in loop. That's what we call it as human oversight, where implementing appropriate supervision mechanisms where humans can review, approve, or override agentic decisions, especially for consequential actions. Later, we have this sandboxed execution, which where we'll be like running agents in controlled environments where they can safely experiment without causing harm or accessing sensitive systems without authorization. So, sandbox execution refers to having control measures for these agentic systems to access external applications or sensitive information within the internal databases, and kind of having security measures for these agentic systems. Later, later it takes us to the ethics first design rather than when we have seen the performance of these agentic systems to the next level of goal oriented, task driven, or decision making levels and all. The next thing is ethics first design. Of course, agents have got capability of thinking, but still we need to teach them the ethics. So that's where ethics first design comes into the picture. So with this, we come to the question called, yeah, what's next? Which path should we take here? So maybe kind of, we will see the transformative potential called, the robotics, where we have already seen the the picture with the movies or maybe kind of experiments that recent Nvidia CEO has shown on the recent Nvidia GTC conference, right? And also kind of more of, we have been seeing, being into the development team, we have been seeing more applications in the healthcare, more use cases in the healthcare, and later we'll be having personal agents, not assistants. Personal agents will be assisting you on daily basis, on every tasks, on every schedules. So maybe to be part of this agentic AI revolution or AI revolution, you just need to experiment with the existing frameworks. You just need to learn the existing frameworks, choose one framework, maybe research before choosing the framework, or we are here to help you choose the framework. Drop in the comments of on if you want to watch another video on how to choose a particular framework to experiment with AI agents, maybe drop that in the comment section. So based on your requests, we'll be making some interesting video. And you can also share your results and challenges with us. You can also maybe connect with us on LinkedIn, or you can also connect with us on different platforms like Instagram, and maybe the technical channels on Discord, right? So you can also be part of different groups, developer groups. You can interact with them, you can connect with them. and there have been multiple groups on LinkedIn and the Discord channels itself, where you can be part of the communities, and you can join the amazing discussions where you can learn and build on yourself, right? And yeah, with this I could say we cannot even imagine what's coming next, but still we can be prepared for the amazing innovations ahead. With this, we come to an end. Maybe I can assure you that you have got a better clarity than ever before. So, with this, maybe you would change your perspective of looking at the agentic systems or AI, rather than thinking that they are going to replace us at the workplace. They're going to join the workplace as AI workforce. There, we are going to have hybrid workforce, which we would proudly introduce this hybrid workforce on behalf of AI Innovation Hub. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in next video.